time. We got a taste of New Orleans with this cookbook that was kindly sent to us from Creole, one of our patrons. And we're gonna have a taste of the Creole and Cajun food today as we make jambalaya.
If you like food, then subscribe to our channel. Join us. Join all 101,000 of us. We are all about American food.
I've been wanting to do jambalaya for such a long time, and thanks to this cookbook, now I have a recipe for it. So the recipe book we have here, the Best of New Orleans cookbook, is by Ryan Boudreau, who is a chef. And this sausage and chicken jambalaya sounds amazing, so I am excited to give this a go. I've got the cast iron skillet warming up here, and we're going to chuck into it some bacon. Now, one thing I will say is I have reduced some of the quantities on this recipe because it serves 8 people and it's just for Mr. H and I's dinner. So I've gone for 2 slices of bacon with this, and I just need to cook it until crispy. Now, you will know that we're on a new journey of cooking with cast iron. We don't actually have a Dutch oven. I have got a casserole dish over here that we use frequently in the oven, so I'm going to use that along with the cast iron skillet today. I want to shout out to all the subscribers from Louisiana, because so many of you are telling us that we should come to Louisiana, we should try some Cajun and Creole cooking, especially from New Orleans, and we are excited to see what this tastes like, to see if we want to make that venture down to Louisiana. A while back we watched a documentary with Stephen Fry where he went around America, and it was one of those things that got my interest piqued in a lot of American cuisine. Can you remember watching it?
I do. It was very good.
It was really entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember him going down to Louisiana and some of the food he tried and how he couldn't get over some of the influences, because from my understanding, down in Louisiana, there has been so many influences for cooking from French, Spanish, Native Americans, African Americans. So there's just so much influence. So you've got this really eclectic taste of food. Now I'm hoping in today's recipe that we're cooking, we're gonna get a flavour of that cooking.
Yeah, it was a great series. We were kind of upset and disappointed when it ended because he really embraced America, didn't he? He was very respectful, but he highlighted all the amazing and wonderful things about America, and that's kind of what we are all about.
But just in a food-related way. Okay, that's nice and crispy, so the recipe says just to pop that onto a plate, leaving the bacon grease in the pan. We've just lightly fried the smoked sausage until it's golden brown. We've removed that from the pot, and we've gone in with onion, pepper and celery. So it's 1.5 stalks of celery, 1/4 of a large onion and half a green bell pepper. And we've got 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of dried Italian seasoning, 3/4 teaspoon of dried thyme, 3/4 teaspoon of dried basil, and 3/4 teaspoon of dried, I'm gonna say oregano, but I know you guys pronounce it differently because I got called up on it on the last video. So how do you pronounce oregano? 3/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. So this just needs to cook until soft, which we're getting there.
This has softened up quite nicely. I'm going to put the bacon and the sausage back in.
Give it a little stir, and then when you're ready, add in 3 ounces of the tomato paste, which I pre-weighed, which should be on the side.
Yep, this guy here.
Yep, pop that in, and then just make sure it covers everything.
Any thing of being right-handed. Right, so make sure this covers everything.
Yep, give it a nice stir. And then you've got over there 1 1/8 cups of chicken stock. You want to add that in as well.
Okay, let me just cover all this up. Okay, right. Chicken stock, all of it, yeah?
All of it in. It might sizzle, so go careful. Give it a stir.
Lovely jubbly.
And then there's some undrained diced tomatoes, 7 ounces of those to go in as well.
Look at that.
Then you need to add half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Half a tablespoon. These are brilliant, aren't they?
Really, really good. I love them. And then finally, you've got half a bay leaf. So behind the jugs, you want one of those, but half of it. Usually you put a whole bay leaf in, but because we've actually changed the portions of the recipe, I would just cut it in half. And then just give it a stir and reduce the heat to let it simmer.
Oh, it smells good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this tastes like. This is some mighty fine cooking. So a bit of salt and pepper. To taste, is that right?
To taste, yeah.
I do like pepper.
And then you want to add in the chicken.
Okay, we'll give that a little bit of a stir.
And we've got to let that cook.
Wow. Okay, so you're not actually cooking the chicken first. It's going in, and I guess it'll cook in the Dutch oven, yeah?
It does. Now, a lot of the time, a lot of recipes say to cook the chicken first, and others don't. And I find that if you cook the chicken after, so put it in the sauce and let it cook in the sauce, the chicken's actually a lot more flavourful.
Is it?
Whereas if you cook it before, I don't think it absorbs as much of the flavour. And I suppose that's why people marinate and things like that, because you do it whilst it's raw, don't you?
Yep.
That's just my interpretation. I don't know if that's correct. But I do have a fun fact for you. So New Orleans was devastated by Hurricane Katrina.
Yep.
And a lot of the businesses didn't last because of obviously the devastation that it caused. But by all accounts now, there's a lot more restaurants than there were prior to Hurricane Katrina, which just goes to show that like people banded together and managed to, you know, like a phoenix from the ashes kind of thing, isn't it?
When the worst things happen to, you know, mankind, it brings out the best in people.
And then add a cup of white rice into there.
Now with this doesn't need to be washed or anything, does it? Rice straight in.
So just mix it all up, and then what we want to be doing is transferring it to the other pot and popping it in the oven for 15 minutes.
You know what, I'm glad I'm wearing this because I've just splashed myself a couple of times. So what I'm going to have to do now, whenever I'm eating or doing Cooking with H, I'm going to have to wear this. Quick shout out to the merch store. You can actually get Cooking with H aprons. So if you do buy one, send us a photo and we'll put you on our website.
The only problem with anything cast iron is this, well, that was good. The only thing with anything cast iron is it's so heavy that I can't lift it. Okay, minus that bit that I chucked over the hob, I think it's all in here. Just gonna cover it, pop it in the oven, which has been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and pop it in there for 15 minutes, and then we'll check on it. You'll be pleased to know, love, that it was only a little bit of celery that didn't survive this journey. So we're all right. Oh, actually, and about 5 grains of rice. So let's get it out of the oven. Oh, it smells good already. Oh, look at that. So just give it another stir. I feel like I'm stirring very funny, but I think if I stir any differently, I'm going to flick it everywhere. And I was a little bit nervous that the pot was going to be too small, but I think it's just right, isn't it? So let's get that back in the oven for another 15 minutes. We've waited another 10 minutes in the oven because there was still a little bit too much of the liquid in there, and I don't think the rice looked thoroughly cooked. But I think it is now ready.
Oh wow.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Does look good. Now my immediate thoughts were, is this going to be too dry? Because I know you said about getting the moisture out or the liquid out, but looking at it, it does look very moist.
No, it does look really good and it smells really good. But we have to wait 10 more minutes with it covered, I'm guessing, to let all those, yes, I am hungry too. We've got to let it all infuse. This might be one of the healthiest things we've cooked.
Really?
But I'm just thinking, there's not really a lot of fat, there's no butter. The only real grease or fattiness is probably from that bacon.
Yeah, true.
Maybe a bit from the sausage.
Is there any sides you have of it, or is it literally just put it in a bowl and that's it, you eat it?
I believe it's just eat it as it is. Like, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. We say paella, but is it like paella? Isn't that how they pronounce it in Spain? Something like that. So I believe it's like that. You just have a big rice dish, and we've gone for the chicken and sausage, but you can do it with lots of seafood. And that was why I was a bit hesitant to do jambalaya as much as I wanted to.
Seafood.
Yeah, we're not massively into seafood, so if there's like a chicken paella. But yeah, I'm excited to try this, and if this works out well, maybe we'll have more Cajun and Creole cooking.
Well, we will see you in 10 minutes.
In true taste test time, we are joined by the whole gang.
Ilana has actually had her dinner.
But there's always room for seconds, isn't there, Ilana?
And there's always room for pie.
Right.
Whoa!
It is hot.
That looks awesome.
It does look good, doesn't it? It says to serve with some chopped green onions. Interesting, because we call them spring onions.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I really am, actually. Oh, someone's tired. Oops.
I'm looking forward to this. I've heard so much about this. I've heard so many people talk about jambalaya a lot. So.
I did tell a few of our patrons that I did want to make some food from Louisiana, and I did think about making gumbo, but they said start with jambalaya.
Okay.
I'm really excited. I'm just going to move this hot dish just in case Alana touches it.
And we've got one we prepared earlier for Alana.
Ah, you check us out. Alana's got one that's a little bit cooler. It's cooled down. Fork.
I could just have a fork, please.
Right. I don't know what you go in and have everything together, a bite of everything.
We'll try a little bit of rice.
Ours might be quite hot, babe. Oh, I forgot about the bacon. Okay.
Wow. There's lots of flavours going on in that. There's a lot of flavours going on. I'm going to save myself for the sausage.
That is beautiful. Yeah, you agree? I'm excited about this one.
It's really tasty, isn't it? Bit chicken.
Right, I've got chicken, sausage, bit of green onion, bit of rice. You got sausage? Oh. Oh. I'm gonna try. Just wanting to see what you think.
Nice.
That is so tasty.
I want a bit of sausage now. Oh yeah. This is actually our dinner tonight. I don't think it's going to be much left over.
Man, that's good. That's up there.
A lot of flavours going on in there, isn't it?
So good.
Complex flavours. I don't know if that actually is a term, but I did think it might be a bit dry, but it's not.
So that was my question. Do we need to make this saucier, or have we done it the right level of consistency? I'm sold. I would like to know if gumbo is going to be as easy. So if you have got any recipes for gumbo, please get in contact with us on the website, which is www.mrhfriends.com/cooking, and you can send us the recipe because I really want to try gumbo.
If you do have more recommendations for other foods and recipes, all you need to do is like the video, be a subscriber, and comment down below. And what we do is we choose that recipe, we will shout you out in that video. And all that leaves us to say is,
Take care,
God bless.
and see y'all in the next video.